Hello, I'm Fredrik Schjesvold, head of Oslo Myeloma Center in Norway. I'm here at the EHA 25 in Milano, Italy. I'm here to present the poster about the BEAM trial. The BEAM trial is a real-world data set gathered from European patients, 84 European patients and 184 American patients, US patients, receiving Belantamab Mafodotin in monotherapy in real-world routine practice. As you might know, Belantamab was retracted from the market as a monotherapy, but it's coming back now, being approved as a combination therapy, where it has showed a large benefit in combination with pomalidomide and or bortezomib against daratumumab and against bortezomib. So, looking at the real-world data for the monotherapy, there are some important messages. One thing is that we see the same PFS, progression-free survival, in this real-world data as we do in the clinical studies. Of course, these are extremely heavily pretreated patients. In US patients, almost 30% had more than 6 lines of therapy. And the majority of patients in both cohorts had more than 4 or 5 lines of therapies. The PFS is around 3-4 months, which is like in the trial. But we see a much larger PFS in the combination studies that are being approved now. But the study wasn't mainly about that. The study was mainly about the side effects, the ocular events we see as a problem. So people get keratopathy, which means that you don't see as good, blurred vision, for instance. So what we saw that there were 2 different ways of doing this in the European and the US. In Europe, we only had the baseline and then examinations for first cycles, while in the US you had to go to ophthalmologist before each cycle. So less follow-up for that in Europe. I would say maybe the most important part of this poster is to show that you don't need that extensive follow-up you see in the US. There was not more keratopathy, not more eye problems in the European cohorts, with less extensive ophthalmological examinations. Because this has been a hurdle for the drug, that you need to see ophthalmologists all the time. So what we're now going to do, at least in Europe and in my country, is that we're going to have a baseline examination, and then we just follow mostly for symptoms if there was no indication of more follow-up in the beginning. And we also see importantly in this trial that the dropout, the patients who stop because of adverse events, because of these ocular symptoms, is very low. It's 7 to 8%. So it means that most patients are able to stay on the drug and just delay the dose or reduce the dose and still be able to use this. And this is in real-world practice, and it's good to see that we can sort of find the same results in there as we did in the clinical trials, and let's also hope that that will be for the combination studies. Thank you.